In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down Boban Marjanovic versus Kai Sotto. I always find it interesting how we can really see the big differences between a young player and an older established player, so we're going to get into that. But also, this was a very heavily requested video, so I hope that you enjoy. So first off, Boban Marjanovic is a very big and good basketball player who can really score easily in the low or mid post. In fact, if it wasn't for Boban Marjanovic, the Serbians may have actually lost the game against the Philippines. This was a huge game for the Philippines, and I really want to say good job to them for making this game so close. So what makes Boban Marjanovic so good, other than the fact that he is a massive giant with humongous hands? It's because of his low post skills and his low post patience. When he's in the low post, he is able to see out and wait at least 1 second to see what that defender is about to do. He then uses the chicken wing a ton. What is the chicken wing? This is the chicken wing. By using that elbow, you can then create your space to get that shot off. Now, of course, he does make this shot, but if it wasn't for that elbow, he would not have had the amount of space that it's needed. Is that legal at the NBA level? No. However, it's definitely legal in FIBA. We see it a ton. This is still technically legal in the NBA. You just cannot push as much as what we've seen here. There's also the fact that, of course, yes, there is height involved and there's nobody stopping that. There's also not many people who are going to be able to stop this. However, at the same time, we do see Kai Sotto defending him here. And what we do see is Kai Sotto really actually trying hard. I really like how hard he is actually trying to stop Boban here. But what we see is Boban able to get a hold of his jersey. And now this is not technically legal stuff. However, you can do this if you don't get called for it. He's able to keep Kai Sotto behind him. He again uses that chicken wing where here he's able to get that elbow around. Now here he's actually resting his elbow on Kai Sotto's shoulders. Now, of course, as myself at 6'2", I could not do this move. But if you're taller than the players that you're playing against, you can do this, and there's no illegal move about this. You can basically hold down their shoulders so that they can't jump to block your shot. This was a very smart move, and of course, he got the foul called on Kai Sotto, and Kai Sotto's like, what did I do wrong? Well, you did nothing wrong. It's just Boban knows how to use angles and knows how to get those calls. Boban, again, uses that shoulder, that elbow as well to create that space, and then this is what I really like to see. This is something that a lot of young players don't do, and that is with his offhand, he then swipes away at the defender to try and keep him at bay while he puts up a baby hook shot. He has very nice soft touch around the rim, and he's able to do these push shots as well. And how these push shots go in is again by using his offhand that we see right there. He's then able to push off that hand so that he can then get that nice shot. And of course, nice soft touches get nice bouncing on the rim, and then they go in. It does help being taller so that you can just basically tap the ball to yourself. Like, that is just massive. That was good defense by Kai Sotto too. I really like how he's straight up. Not much that Boban can really do other than push shots, and of course that's what Boban does. Boban is also very good at being able to get out of the way of the defender, and how he does that here is again uses that chicken wing, takes a big step over towards the right side, floater off the glass. This is a nice soft touch. I really like Boban's game at the international level. Now, I really do like how Kai Sotto was playing Boban. He was trying to get underneath. See that knee? He is trying to basically dig on Boban to try and lift him out of the key. Now, this takes a lot of effort, and that's probably why we didn't see Kai Sotto score a heck of a lot, because he was guarding Boban for a lot of the game. And because of that, he has to dig, he has to get Boban out. Boban's a lot heavier than him and a lot stronger, and it just takes a lot of effort to try and keep Boban at bay. Now, this leaning is, of course, legal, but that is how much strength that Kai Sotto had to use to keep Boban out of the key. This is something that Kai Sotto will need to work on. Of course, Kai Sotto is a very young player. However, this is still worthwhile noting that this is how hard he had to work to keep Boban out of the key. However, I do really like that Kai Sotto did try to score against Boban, and he was successful. This gets me excited for Kai Sotto. When he does this move, it's a hard left foot shoulder into Boban's chest to try and get him off. However, that's just not going to happen with Boban. He's much stronger, but Kai Sotto was able to fight through the physicality of Boban and get that basket. I'll tell you right now, in the NBA, that probably would have been a foul. Now, in this next play, we have Kai Sotto not being guarded by Boban. Boban is off the court, and this should be Kai Sotto's time to shine. He attacks this shorter low post player, and he's able to get that spin move off of him. He does miss that shot, but we can see that he was shooting with his right hand. This is something that is special about Kai Sotto that Boban doesn't have the ability to do, and that is Kai Sotto can use both hands around the basket, while Boban is generally just a right-handed player. Now, it's too bad that this shot missed. However, I do have to say that I would personally really like to see Kai Sotto's head up when he's attacking the basket, especially when he's against a smaller defender, because now these help side defenders are going to come in and whack away that ball. And of course, when that happens, he could just kick it out to a three-point shooter. However, by keeping your head down, you're really limiting your chances, your possibilities, but he's still able to get to the rim anyways. But that's just something that he could really improve on in the future. Now, I understand why Kai Sotto is fronting Boban here. This could have been a pass over top, but we would have seen Kawame getting that. So they couldn't have passed over top, but what I would really like to see is as soon as that shot goes up, what Kai Sotto does need to do is instead of just continuing to try to box out Boban in this direction, the ball's going to bounce towards that way anyways. What you really want to do, if you're ever stuck in a situation where you're playing against a bigger, stronger player, what you need to do as soon as you see this shot go up, you need to spin around to get between Boban and the rim. And then, if you want, you can put what I call a half box, which is a shoulder into Boban, similar to how Kai Sotto is standing right now. However, that shoulder would have been into Boban's chest. And if that was the case, Boban would have been at least back to here. He may have still got this rebound over top of Kai Sotto, but I really doubt that would have happened because we have another rebounder coming in anyways. So if Kai Sotto was to do a spin move to try and box out Boban a different way instead of just trying to push, that would have allowed Kai Sotto to get that rebound potentially and not allowed a 2-point shot. However, I still want to say this is still a lot of work to do. Kai Sotto's still young, but if he was to do that spin move, spin around to try to push Boban out, even if Kai Sotto was back to the basket and still trying to push Boban out of the way, at least he would have still had his arms up and at least made it a little bit more difficult for Boban. But instead, he tried to box out towards that direction, and that's just not going to be successful against a massive dude like him. Did I ever say that Boban can pass? Yeah, he can pass. I also like the quick decision making that Kai Sotto really showed off in this game. The ability to just quickly turn and say, well, I got a floater, I need to take it. And just to get that ball to the rim fast, he has an offensive rebounder anyways in position. That was just a very smart play. Kai Sotto's also really good on the defensive end against Boban. He was able to reach around the big dude to be able to pick off that pass. Now, this is not a type of player that you would, or play that you would normally see from a player who is disengaged. And I see that a lot of people online will say that he's disengaged because he looks at the ground a lot. But if he was truly disengaged, he would not be picking off passes like this. He would not be playing physical with Boban. I really do see a high upside on Kai Sotto, and Boban is just already a fantastic player. He's one of my favorite centers in the world right now. So overall, I really want to congratulate the Philippines team for really sticking close to Serbia. I really thought that they could have upset Serbia, and I watched the whole game. I was extremely excited for this game because I wanted to see Kai Sotto play, but I also really like watching Boban get minutes because he's a really good player in my opinion. So between these two players, of course Boban is going to be head and shoulders above Kai Sotto. Pun was intended there. However, Kai Sotto is still learning. There's a lot of things that he still needs to learn, but at the same time, he is playing fantastic against some of the best players in the world right now, and that just gives him a huge upside into the future. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.